Hey, everybody out there in the world of YouTube and things of that nature. I just would like to say good morning to y'all. And as you can see, I got some pretty battle scars, from my very first fight. And just like to say thank you to everybody that made it possible to happen. I'd like to say thank you to my opponent and his team. My teacher, Marty Walters, and my corner man, my cousin Quade Lash. And even though the man said, well, I really didn't do nothing, and I said, yeah. I said, yes, you did. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, after the fight, you wiped me off, make sure I wasn't bleeding anywhere else. And I said, then when I went to the bathroom to clean myself up a little bit, I said, you went with me and make sure I didn't fall over. So he was a good corner man. So he done a great job. And seen a few comments and some pictures that I posted, and a few comments about the fight that I posted. And I want to just give a bit of an explanation about something. First off, everybody has a plan till they get hit in the face. Every experienced fighter understands that one. Even a first timer like me. I was already trained knowing that. And also, if I had to lose, I'm glad I lost to one of Gilman's guys. And for those of you out there, you know why I feel that way. And for anyone else, well, it's just one of those little mysteries. But at the same time, yeah, I did drop my hands a little. And yeah, I probably held my head down a little bit too much. That really technically was not part of the plan. And it's one of those things that you train so hard not to do that, sometimes it happens. And, I'm not proud that happened, but, it is what it is. I mean, it's natural. Your body is naturally going to do that. But much more than that, I would like to address one comment that had been made. And I ain't going to mention the person's name because I've already pretty much told them what I thought. And they wasn't being rude about anything, I mean, they had good concern with what they said, and I respect that. Matter of fact, I even went to school with the person. They was probably 2 or 3 grades ahead of me, actually. And that was, they said that, that's dangerous, and that, some of those guys, when there's money or title on the line, that they don't stop, and that you get seriously hurt and stuff, and he's right. If there's a title on the line, if there's money on the line, yep, absolutely, because once again, that's what those guys are there for. And then he said that, that you're just, getting the hell beat out of you, for the sake of entertainment, and he's like, yeah, I know you said you really don't care about the win or lose. You're just in it to do it. And, well, everybody wants a W. Everybody wants that win. I mean, I don't know anybody that don't get involved in anything and doesn't do it to not want to win it. But that's not my higher goal. My higher goal in competing in that beautiful sport of kickboxing is to also take in the experience so that later on, when it's my time to take up the torch, take up the role, to teach others, then my words will not be just words of emptiness, but words of experience, just like my teacher before me, and his teacher before him, and so forth and so on. Because, How can you teach somebody about something when you yourself have not actually experienced it? Then you're just teaching mimicry. But if you've lived it and you've done it, you're teaching from experience, and that's where the wisdom lies. So it's a path of teaching for me too. Hey, if I get good and eventually maybe get a title or just good enough to keep my head above water, hey, great. If not, it's still a path of teaching for me and learning. And inside that ring, my opponent taught me quite a lot. Absolutely did. And it's a learning experience. And also something else I like to say for those who are what you would call hacklers. I don't care where you go, every fight has a hackler. Some fights got 2 or 3 hacklers at them. And also people in comment sections that do make what they say when it comes to what I'm also addressing. And that's this. A year before your first fight, 2 years before your first fight, 3 months before your first fight, 2 months before your first fight, 1 month before your first fight, 4 weeks till your first fight, 3 weeks till your first fight, 2 weeks till your first fight, 1 week before your first fight, all the way down to that very moment where you step foot in that ring and you hear that bell. You have already began the fight. You fought with yourself during the training period to prepare for that fight. You fought with the mental part of that fight, the struggling of getting your body to do the things you're learning, and then the entire time leading up to that very, very moment, you're questioning inside your head, what am I doing? Am I really ready? You know, you're questioning all the factors that are going in that could go wrong, what could go right. And just getting inside that ring and squaring off, and throwing that first punch, taking that first hit. You've already got the battle halfway fought if you can get in that ring and do what men and both women do when they agree to go inside that ring. And at the same time, a little known fact, when 2 fighters enter into either that ring or that cage, they already made a silent contract to one another that no one else will never hear. But that fighter and the other fighter, they already made that agreement and already made that pact. And that pact is they ain't there to make friends with you in that ring. They're there to hurt you and hurt you badly. And you agree to accept the terms, and you also agree to return the exact same terms. But at the end of the fight, when arms are grabbed, one hand is raised in a victorious glory, and another one loses, the opponent wins honorably, the loser loses honorably. And in the end, both fighters know the mental struggle they took to get that far. And that is where the neutral respect comes, not only for the 2 fighters going in there, but for the rest of the fighters who know that they're going to be there next, and so forth and so on. So then there's a respect in the ring, outside of the ring, a way to conduct yourself and a way not to conduct yourself. And you learn as you go. That's my thoughts and my outlook on that. So with that, I'm going to leave you with that little bit of thought, a little bit of wisdom, and from my point of view. If anybody has anything they would like to add to that, let me know in any comment sections below. And until next time, whatever walk of life you come from, may you be blessed.